Hey guys, it's Mike here. Just doing a quick recording for you to take a look at this land parcel you sent over. I'm going to do a quick screen share here. So I can select it. I think I got it selected. Okay. My little image down here. I want to do that. And Google Pro. Okay, so here is the parcel that was sent over, and first thing I do is I got those coordinates that you sent along, and so I plugged them in over here in Google Earth, and I think I've got the shape right. You can see right the access over here. Looks like is access to the site, and then it's got this little bump out here and then goes all the way to the tip and back around. And if I look over here in the Google Earth image, I can see that happening here in this area that looks like the same shape. So hopefully I have that right. So armed with that, let me shut this off, go back to Google Pro and expand this screen. Come on. There we go. And so, what I'll do is, and I'll just start from scratch here when we're trying to figure out the elevation, right? Pull up the little ruler tool, go to path setting, and click on this show elevation profile. And again, I'm going to keep the arrow oriented north here so that I can, I want to see what's the southern exposure look like. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, we plant a big array right in this space. If I click here and drag that down from north to south, what's the first thing I get here? And it's not exactly directly south, but notice what I get here. If I run this arrow, if I run my mouse here, you see where the arrow is on the actual image, how that's moving. But notice here that north is at an elevation, the southern piece of this ground is at an elevation of 2544 feet above sea level. And then it is actually kind of sloping the wrong way for solar, right? So it's sloping from south to north, which means that, modules put in here, you've got to do the inner row spacing a little further apart. Otherwise, one row would shade the other. But notice too here, so far, under average slope, we've got 7.7%. So not only is it sloping the wrong direction from south to north, but also it's a pretty radical slope here. Now, I'll put another point down here at the other end because I just want to check, okay, well, what's this land look like going from here to here? And if I do that, you see, oh, okay, right here at this tip here is really the high point. And now it's sloping down this direction. So sloping from basically east to west. And again, average slope, 7.6%. So that's pretty radical grade as well. And then finally, I'm going to just take and put, this dot over where that image in. It was probably right around here somewhere. And now you can, really see how radical this topography is, right? Going first off from, sloping from south to north. And then, this huge dip as it dips off into the west and then coming back up, here's my little image getting in the way, 2,576 feet. So, that makes this land challenging. The reason we're trying to stay under, 5% too is because we are always considering like the use of trackers, and trackers, would like land that was sloped the opposite direction. Picture if the northern piece of this ground were the high point and it was sloping north. Well, then if you put tracking array here, which has a north to south orientation, that is the axis is north-south, and the actual modules rotate from east to west as the sun crosses the sky from here to here. That could be a better setup, of course. But anyway, there's a quick explanation of what this parcel kind of looks like. We might go over here. It might be interesting to see what this cleared area looks like if it's more flat. And it is, but again, it's kind of sloping the wrong direction. So yeah, interesting parcel, but would be challenging from that perspective. I dropped a little man on the road here to try and see what this looks like, just to see how treed it is too. Here's another just quick note. You know, when I look and I see trees that are looking like this, you know, these are, you know, there's a bunch of scrub stuff in here, but there's looks to be some, you know, healthy big trees that are that have been around for a while. So you got a ton of tree clearing that would happen on this ground too. I think I dropped the little guy up here by this house to begin with. And again, I try and keep this oriented to the north. Drop the little man down here. Let's see, let's drop him here because I thought I might have a visual through to see, you know, what the trees look like actually up there on that hill. And, you know, what I'm getting are some, I'm noting these in the background. It's like, you know, those are probably 60, 70 footers there. And so, you know, perhaps that's what the whole site ends up looking like when you take a peek at it. But in any event, this is super helpful to do it this way. Hopefully I've examined the right piece of land for you here, and take a peek at that, and give me a call with any questions. And stop the video.